Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Naz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Here we are, the two of us.
Yeah, we are.
Bit of Popo Medic. Not done him for a while.
We've not actually, no.
So this is the Deer Hunter smoked a Cartel in 2010.
Right, okay. Deer Hunter smoked Cartel. Right,
Don't know anything about this. Just saw it come up and I thought, we've not done him for a while, so let's have a look. See what's going on.
Let's do it.
Sunday, November 14th, 2010. Deep in the countryside of southern Mexico, a lone and humble rancher quickly finds himself the target of one of Mexico's most barbaric cartels the world has ever seen, after being confronted by a convoy of sicarios demanding he surrender his family ranch to the cartel. But little did they know, this humble rancher had a secret of his own, leading to a dramatic 4-hour siege as he defended his property and dared the men to come and take it.
Cartels around the world normally get what they want, don't they?
They do, yes.
If they want it that bad.
A lot of them heavily armed. And normally, you don't say no to them, do you? Normally?
Especially in that part of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Your Mexico's and down into Central and South America.
Yeah, they're not messing about, are they? Not messing about at all.
In 2010, Mexico was engulfed in a violent and brutal conflict and was considered the peak of the Mexican drug war, as cartel-related violence dramatically escalated following the aggressive anti-drug cartel campaign initiated by President Felipe Calderon, as thousands of federal troops and police officers deployed throughout the country in an effort to dismantle the powerful drug trafficking organizations that had come to dominate large swaths of the country. And the response from the cartel was not great. Immediately, cartel violence surged throughout the country, both against the law, themselves, and civilians, as cities like Ciudad Juarez became battlegrounds as the Sinaloa cartel fought for control against the Juarez cartel, resulting in the deaths of thousands. And during this war, Los Zetas quickly gained a reputation for brutality, employing tactics such as mass kidnappings, assassinations, and public displays of violence to intimidate both rivals, police, and the general populace. Their split from the Gulf Cartel ignited fierce battles in northeastern Mexico, particularly in the state of Tamaulipas. This specific rivalry contributed significantly to the overall violence in the region, such as the mass kidnapping of 72 Central American migrants by Los Zetas in San Fernando in August of 2010, where the migrants were offered an ultimatum: join the cartel's ranks or face execution. When they refused, Los Zetas brutally massacred all 72 migrants, causing the Mexican government to attempt to crack down even harder by dismantling their criminal networks and raiding their compounds. However, the opposite effect would often happen. High-profile arrests and military operations created power vacuums that incited further violence as emerging leaders and rival factions fought to fill the void.
You look at some of the artillery they've got as well. I think, is the Sinaloa Cartel, was that based on the film Queen of the South? Not the film, but the program Queen of the South.
Not sure.
I think it might have been. I'm not 100%
Possibly,
sure.
yeah.
So many different cartel names, didn't they, around Central, South, North America, that you kind of lose track of which one belongs to which country.
Yeah, exactly.
And which area.
But yeah, they're absolutely armed to the teeth, aren't they? They've got every single weapon that you need. They've got it.
It's like a military operation, isn't it? When they,
they are like an arm of a military organisation, aren't they? Without a doubt.
And the human toll was staggering, with tens of thousands of lives lost, and many more affected by the pervasive violence and instability. Communities were torn apart, with many people forced to flee their homes to escape the violence. But those fortunate enough to live in remote areas were largely spared. That is until November 12th of 2010, as Tamaulipas native Alejo Garza Tamez noticed increased traffic of large vehicle convoys from the road outside of his rural and modest ranch. Given the fact that the vehicles in the convoy were largely made up of 4x4 Toyotas, that was pretty much all Alejo needed to know. Over the following day, Alejo kept his eyes open and his ears to the wall, as dozens more pickups suspiciously drove by his property, and some even coming to a stop. While working on his ranch, Alejo took a break and stared back, and as he approached the driver, the vehicle sped off. On the following day, on November 13th, the vehicles would approach again, but this time, 10 sicarios of Los Zetas cartel would knock on Alejo's front door. But before he opens the door, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, Aura. In today's world, data brokers hold information on over 500 million people. Out of data broker lists, or comprehensive protection that includes antivirus software, a VPN for secure browsing, secure password management, identity theft. The Sicarios claimed to be businessmen looking to obtain Alejo's property, but Alejo called him out on their shit, citing they only wanted his property to use it for their drug operations. Alejo's workers stood in disbelief as Alejo took it even one step further and kicked the Sicarios out of his home. They laughed off the 77-year-old rancher and stated they would be back, and he would have 24 hours to either surrender his ranch or they could come and take it. Alejo nodded and said, "Come and take it." And on the morning of November 14th, Alejo dismissed his workers, sending them packing through his west pasture. He then monitored the area from an overlook until he spotted an incoming van leading 2 pickups toward his ranch. Los Zetas, confident in their numbers and firepower, expected an easy morning, but what they didn't know was the ranch was a hunting ranch, and Alejo was a legendary sharpshooter, hunter, and cowboy who his friends notoriously dubbed Don Alejo. A man of principle, honor, and most important, a man with a reputation whose word is as good as a contract. And as 20 heavily armed Sicarios engulfed his fence line, negotiations resumed, with the Sicarios demanding he can either vacate or die. Don Alejo, a man of his word, refused again. Growing frustrated, a Sicario at the front of the pack raised his rifle and fired a single shot near Don Alejo's feet, shouting, "Consider it a warning shot." Don Alejo quickly raised his pistol and instantly killed that guy and another guy. Oh, a warning shot. Okay, well, here's a real shot. Don Alejo retreated back inside his home as the remaining cartel members froze in disbelief. While inside, he retrieved his hunting rifles and carefully placed them next to each window, where he opened fire again, sending the Sicarios scattering all throughout his property. But soon enough, the Sicarios would draw near and breach his fence line. And although accurate, Don Alejo's limited bolt action would quickly become overpowered by a barrage of automatic gunfire, causing him to frequently shift positions, moving from rifle to rifle and using his knowledge of the terrain to outmaneuver the gunmen and focus his fire on the big hitters. Then, 2 Sicarios ran straight for his front door. And as they entered inside, Don Alejo, expecting them, hid in the corner of his center-fed living room with a 12-gauge shotgun and turned them into pico de gallo. Enraged and pinned down by gunfire, cartel members outside began hurling grenades toward his home, but Don Alejo managed to steer clear of the impacts, as he was frequently moving to different windows and fighting positions, causing some Sicarios to even shut down completely and remain in a hiding spot, causing the gunfire to carry on for over 4 hours with periodic lulls and bursts of gunfire from Don Alejo. Eventually, fearing the police or military were likely on their way, the remaining Sicarios fled, and Don Alejo sent rounds their way until they were no longer in sight. On the following day, the Mexican military arrived to find Don Alejo's home nearly destroyed by bullet holes and explosives. Upon their arrival, 4 dead cartel members were discovered on Don Alejo's property.
Wonder what the law is for him.
Don
then.
Alejo was found in his bathroom with his rifle facing the door, unresponsive, as he succumbed to many gunshot wounds overnight. In the wake of Don Alejo's heroic standoff against Los Zetas, the story of his bravery spread quickly among locals and across social media. However, the expected mainstream media coverage of such a dramatic and inspiring event was unsurprisingly sparse, as Los Zetas had a grip over major media outlets within the region. But despite their attempts to silence the story, the Millennial News Channel broadcast the story on social media, causing it to go viral, and it was picked up worldwide. Don Alejo is revered in Mexico with the same level of prestige as Wyatt Earp is in the United States.
died in the end.
Yeah,
Hey guys,
shame.
if you enjoyed this video,
It's come to gunfire, gunshots. So he's unlucky. You know.
Yeah, obviously the odds were overwhelming, weren't they?
Oh,
To
massively.
even send them away, send them packing in the end. You know, it's absolutely incredible.
And to take a few out like that as well in the process.
You know, the guy's so brave. I mean, he's absolutely
it's
incredible.
his property, though, isn't it? You know, at the end of the day, and he's
He
standing
was fighting
what
for his principles, wasn't he? Which people say is a principled man, and he was sticking with it to the end.
Yeah.
So, fair play to the guy.
I know.
Fair play.
Shame the ending ended like
It
it
is.
did.
Yeah.
Interesting story, eh?
Yeah, what a guy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hope you
great
guys enjoyed
story.
it. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.